What is up, guys? Slickshot Games here, and welcome back to yet another map review, except this time we're going to be reviewing and taking a look at the new version of Cache, which is obviously a map that has been pretty infamous throughout the entire series, and now it's back. It's been completely remade and redone with a couple of distinct changes, but the overall layout is exactly the same. So this is going to really be a visual look at what's been changed around the map. So as you can see right off the bat, we're now in CS2. The graphics are different, and so is the textures, and so is everything. So it looks a lot more. It was already grungy looking. Now it looks even more grungy looking, and a lot more detailed as well. So let's start off with mid. I think that's a good place to start. So as you can see, the structures and everything again are the same but different. It's a lot more polished and detailed as well. As you can see, I really like this little top section here. They added this little concrete slabs here. They look like mattresses. They're not. They are not mattresses. But a lot more like as it should be. Like we're in Chernobyl, basically. So going to mid, a lot more shadowy, a lot more texture. This is more of a brick situation rather than what it was before, which I kind of like. I really like the look of this. It fits the vibe of it so well. There's a statue now. And we got this section here. So it's a lot different, this whole area, but I like it. I like what they did with it. It actually matches a lot more. It seems like this place has really been completely run through and demolished, absolutely, as opposed to the other cache, which had a few of that, but not as much. So obviously you're going to break the vent here, and same thing. So one thing I'm noticing, I don't know if they did anything with this, but it feels like this is a tad lower. Please correct me if I'm wrong here, if you guys know or not, but this seems a little lower. I remember it being a little more head height with barely being able to see anything, or rather you could see it, but you weren't as exposed. But I feel like you can see it from the torso up, like from the hip up, my player model. So I might have to double check with that, but yeah, that seems to be the case here with that. Now this hole over here, I've noticed, has been made into this tiny little thing, so I don't know if that's a great change for the map or not. Let me see if I can bank it in there. No, a little low. Let me try again. A little higher. Almost. There we go. Got it. Got it. That was satisfying. I was hoping I wouldn't have to sit here for like hours trying to make it. So you're definitely going to want to probably aim all the way up here. There we go. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah, all the way up there. No, it bounced. But yeah, I don't know if I like that. I guess it's sort of reinforcing the idea that you have to be a little closer to do this, as opposed to it being a big window. But yeah, I don't know. This might be more of a CT side kind of thing, where only they can kind of use it. Which, I can see that if that's what they're trying to do with this, but yeah, it's kind of odd. There's a little space here as well now, which is something else, is another new thing, as opposed to it being just straight sandbags. Now there's a little space in between. I don't know if that's going to make much of a difference, but of course this spot can be mollied off and all that, all the 9 yards with that. But I do really like the look of it. Yeah, that'll get them. That'll get them good. And yeah, this spot's still the same. It looks like you can still do the boost situation as well. But I remember they used to have something here that you can jump on and then jump up there, but it doesn't seem to be the case anymore. So that's been removed as well. And going back here, I'm just curious before we continue on further. Yeah, so you can boost up here still. So that's still a thing that could happen. So let's continue mid. So let's make our way to B. We'll figure out A after. So I don't know if it's just my game, but the vents are definitely brighter looking for sure. But yeah, vents are exactly the same area here. You know, of course there's going to be people down here. But again, it's just the attention to detail that they've added. Even these rafters up here, these little windows up there, these pipes leading along here. Looks really, really cool. I love what they did with that. And yeah, just the attention to detail looks awesome. It's definitely something out of The Last of Us, or obviously something like Chernobyl, Fallout, you name it. Just basically any game or property that something has absolutely been destroyed or demolished by time or other situations that have caused it to be completely just faded out of existence. And this is a perfect example of that. So yeah, I believe we'll have to see if you can shoot through this. We'll have to see on the other side. Let's check that right now, actually. Yeah, so I am seeing the bullets, so you can shoot through this still. So let's take a look at this site. So this looks a lot taller than it was. Granted, I never really looked up, but yeah, it looks so much bigger in this sense. And wow, this part really ducks down now. So they added this little section here, which I remember you could come over here, but I do not remember it being to the point where you can't even, like, you can literally hide here from the CT. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Same situation, you want to smoke off, of course, and then molly up there. The usual. I have a love-hate relationship with this map. I think that it has a lot of cool moments, but also can be really annoying to play as well. And yeah, the B site's essentially the exact same. Yeah, we got the boxes and this box here, but it seems a little more spacious, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they added a little more room here, which I like. I think adding more space is always better, for sure. And I believe you can, yep, you could still throw things through the window, so I'm glad they added that. I like this little attention to detail here, little armory thing going on. That's cool. So yeah, pretty much the same thing here. So site's pretty good. Yep, you can do default, and of course we got the headshot angle. So it looks really, really nice. I like the look of it at all. I did see some people commenting that this section right here could be made a little cleaner. I feel like this whole section with the dirt coming out like mounds, and just this doesn't need to be here. I think just having floor more like this all the way over there would make it look better. That's what some people were saying. I agree. I think I agree with that. I don't think we need so much going on here. I think it looks a little cluttery, and when it comes to a game like this where visibility is everything, you definitely want to be able to see at all times. All right, so let's check out over here going to the B site. So really cool. This is a cool little attention to detail here. We have this little tarp with the radiation, a tank going through it, and then you see it on the other side as well. So that's really cool. Again, great attention to detail. This section's pretty much the exact same. Again, the layout's still the same. This is a little more prominent than before, and like you saw, you can toss things and throw flashes and all that good stuff through these windows. Can you throw it through this window as well? Did it go? Let me see. Yeah, it looks like you can toss it in there as well, so that's cool. This box is still here, which I'm glad. This has always been a cheeky spot if anybody wants to hop out there. And same situation here. So again, pretty much the same thing, but pretty cool. I like this whole area. All right, so heading back to splitting A site. So again, we have middle highway here, or street as it's officially called. So again, really cool theming here. And they added these bars here. I don't remember this being here. This will add a little more dynamic, I guess, to the peak if you want to be cheeky with some kind of peak from up here as well. And then of course up here you have the radiation things up there. I like this change right here. I think having this open like that is a good idea for sure. So having that, being able to fall back like that. Of course, if you want to jump up here as well, that's also an option. Alright, so I'm back in A main as I wanted to sort of show it from the T point of view coming into the site. So again, we have main, and then we have Squeaky over there. So yeah, this again has been opened up. It's a lot taller as well, which makes it look a lot more grand and everything. Again, there's a lot going on with the visuals. There's a lot of more intricate designs and textures. That's cool that you can break all the windows. That's satisfying. I like this little section here as well. Again, it looks awesome. I just hope that it doesn't become too muddled or too hard to see the enemies. That's all I fear when it comes to these more advanced textured maps, which look awesome, especially when there's so much grunge and foliage going on in a map like this. The thing I don't want is for it to be hard to see enemies or to not be able to spot certain things because of everything going on visually. So again, we have this section right here, the little locker room. It's very rare that a CT will be here, but it's happened before. Clear quad and this as well. So we have this is new. So this sort of flaming barrel thing going on here with a clear shadow of it as well. That's pretty cool. But yeah, this is interesting take. I don't really know why they added this here. I hope it doesn't obstruct anything. It doesn't look like it will because it'll be clearly a person in front of it. But yeah, interesting. Hopefully that's not a distraction or anything. Looks cool, but just a little random if you ask me. So yeah, there'll be a guy there, so you know, obviously you want to take this. See, this is what I'm talking about, where it's just, thankfully the CTs are colored a sort of darker navy blue sort of thing, because it would just be hard to spot them with everything going on. Like if I were to just show you this, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of different textures, and there's texture on texture, but we'll get to truck in a moment over there. So you could do a double-pronged attack. This section is still a thing. Some people are used to actual stand here, even boost up there as well. Alright, let's check out the site. So after obviously mollying this stuff, I'm not talking so much about the grenades and stuff because I think everybody that's watching this video has probably played Cash before, so I don't really need to reiterate some of the things you'll be smoking off. Obviously, this kind of stuff, you know, smoke that, molly this, the usual, you know, and then planting for main or planting default. So that's still a thing. So okay, this is what I was looking for. So they still have this where you can actually jump up here. You can't see anything until you decide to jump up, and then you're sitting duck when you do this. But if you're retaking the site, this is always a pretty good angle to take. You can even, if you see somebody, this is a good angle as well. So I like that this is still here, perfectly angled right here for a headshot. And yeah, I don't believe you could shoot over there like the first time. And you can plant pretty much everywhere in here. So this is kind of the same thing. I don't know if they've added it. This looks a tad more expanded, so I'm not sure 100%, but I think it looks a little more expanded. But it looks pretty cool. I think that this site has always been pretty hectic, but pretty cool. I like this over the B site, to be honest. Taking A. There's something more interesting about taking this site. Of course, you can toss mollies and all this stuff from over here. Wow, I threw that to Neverland over there. But yeah, so this is pretty much the same, but cargo bin is still red, and the overall layout is exactly the same. It's still faithful. Alright, let's go to Squeaky. So, wow, they call this section Hell. Wow. So, I like the theming again. We got another flaming barrel right here. And just really, really cool attention to detail. I love it. I absolutely love this little art thing here, graffiti being put on the right here. I really like the look of that. And over here. So, again, excellent attention to detail. Love this whole section. And it's nice and vibrant. You know, there's light, natural light coming in through. So this is probably my favorite part of the map. I think they did an excellent job on this. I mean, again, has done FMPONE and Volcano extraordinary job on the textures and everything. But yeah, this section definitely looks the best. All right, so Squeaky's always been so problematic. Honestly, can you break it? So that's one thing that they've changed. You can't break this anymore now. Is it wall bangable? Let's see. Yeah, okay, yeah, you can still shoot through it. Yeah, so you can shoot through it for sure, but you can't make a hole in it like you could before. I believe you could. If my memory's not failing me, I remember you could shoot a hole in this. But could be wrong about that. But I like that they don't have that anymore. I don't think that's particularly needed or necessary, but Squeaky's always been a bit of an awkward part of the map for me. I feel like just having to come out here and be worried about that after it's been smoked off, it's just a little odd. I've always found it very odd having to come out from here But yeah, it's, you know, it's part of the map, and it's definitely part of the double-pronged attack, and I guess it kind of works for this site. But yeah, just really cool looking part over there. Alright, I believe we checked out everything on the T side. Let's go CT. Alright, so we're on the CT side now. Again, we spawn in the typical garage here with the van and everything. This is all pretty much identical with the new graphics. And then, yeah, so mid, like we said, pretty much the same here. Chuck that over there. Yes, same sort of deal. Same sort of deal. And coming over here, so this you can fire through. And coming up here, I haven't checked this section out, but sort of the same situation. Again, a lot more expanded. I'm seeing a lot more room, a lot more space in between everything, which I like. Again, it's so much better. It's so much more cohesive to have things more expanded. So I like that. You could still do this cheeky angle. All the angles are exactly the same, but yeah, if you want to see from the CT side, here it is. And then again, final thing here, going to truck. So let's see what they've done with truck. So now it's definitely an older fashioned truck now, not a pickup truck. Well, a pickup truck. So you don't have to jump over anything. You can just flat out walk up like that, which is a good change. And the peak is pretty much exactly the same here. So, except it seems like a lot more visibility though, actually. I think they changed the line of sight here, if I'm not mistaken. Having this over here, being boosted up here like that, gives you a lot of visibility. A lot. So, I'm curious to see how that's going to change the dynamic. This is going to be more important than ever to molly this section off, or to smoke it completely, because that gives you full range of this site over here. So, if someone's trying to do default here, they can be peeking over right there. So you're gonna have to either do it in this corner or do it over here, but that kind of eliminates this whole section right here. And then this is also the same sort of box, although you have a little more cover now than you did before. So yeah, this is definitely gonna be cheeky. Yeah, all in all, I think that it's a really cool update, visual update to the map. I'm going to be curious to see if this actually gets added, which I know it will. I'm curious to see how it'll play versus the original version of the map, and if it's any better improvements. And I just realized another little thing here. You can actually self-boost yourself up here. I don't know if that was... I don't remember that being a thing. It's been a long time since I've played Cash, actually. But, yeah, I don't remember that being a thing, so I like that. I like that self-boost over here as well. So, yeah, I like that. I like that for sure. So, yeah, I mean, overall, like I said, great visual update. We're going to see how it plays, but let me know below what you think of the new Cash and if it's worth checking out. Do you like Cash? Do you think it was a good update, or do you think they just should not have touched it? Let me know below. Thank you for watching, and subscribe for more.